In today's episode, we're going to discuss las 21 divisiones, the 21 division, or la 21 división, the 21 division. Also sometimes referred to as Dominican Vodou, Dominican Voodoo, Dominican Santeria. And if you haven't already done so, click like, favorite us, click subscribe. Okay, we're also on Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Apple iTunes, Apple Podcasts. You can subscribe to us. And you can subscribe to us on YouTube. So, the 21 divisions. People have been asking me to do a video on what are the 21 divisions, what is the 21 division Dominican Voodoo for quite some time now. I have las21divisiones.com is our website about the 21 divisions, and there we'll review some of what's on there, but also you'll see tons of information that'll let you know about what is La 21 División. So, Dominican Vodou, or the 21 divisions. First off, really quickly, I'm going to set a few foundations. So, number one is in the DR, very few people use the words Dominican Voodoo. No one really calls it Dominican Voodoo that often. They call it Santeria, Dominican Espiritismo, Dominican Santeria, but more often La 21 División. Voodoo often has, unfortunately, a negative connotation, which is incorrect, but it is what exists there. Second, in Las 21 División, in the 21 divisions, okay, our traditions vary very greatly regionally. So, what is true in one area may not be true in another. However, there's a vast structure that keeps everything together and aligns it together and lets us know what's correct and what's incorrect no matter where it's at. That means that how people approach, work with, deal with all kinds of things changes from area to area to area. A lot of times, this is a true mystery tradition, meaning that unless you're in it, you're not really going to be able to unravel the mysteries, unravel the knowledge and the secrets of it. We can talk until we're blue in the face, but really being in it is the only way to experience and to know and to really have a position of true speech about what we do in the 21 divisions. Most commonly, when someone practices the 21 divisions and they serve other people, they're referred to as a brujo or a witch or a bruja. The last thing I want to cover is that 21 division, aside from having its regional differences, has basically a heavy Catholicism. So it's part of the reason why the term voodoo isn't really that accepted. Sometimes some individuals want to make things seem kind of better than they are or kind of erase some things that are negative, but history is history and truth is truth. And so the 21 divisions is a heavily Catholicized practice, has a lot of Catholicism. It's very integrated and integral into the 21 divisions. So I say this because if you have heavy issues with Catholicism or things of that nature, then, or you're someone who kind of wants to remove the syncretic Catholic parts of our traditions, this is a tradition that's probably not going to work for you because the Catholic and the Catholicism in the 21 divisions is very deep and very integral. It's very powerful because of the methods that we use to work that Catholicism, which is different than your traditional Catholic, but it is a very integral part of it. And many of the African elements have been pushed out and pushed aside. And we do have African elements, we do have those elements within our practices, but they're not as strong as many of the other traditions. So, that being said, generally speaking, one enters the 21 divisions through one of three ways. Okay? So that's by birth. So you're born as a brujo or with the light or with the power in a family that practices the 21 divisions, usually, like I was, who basically can support that and grow that power. A family that has the spiritual practices aligned in them, and you're born into that set, etc. Right? And you're born with the mysteries. You're born with the mystery. And usually it's we call this by blood, and it's the most common path, right? The second path is via initiation. So even if let's say people served mysteries in your bloodline, but they haven't been served for a few generations or a generation or two, you may need to get initiation in order to activate the light and connect it with the force. Okay? Thirdly, by the mystery, meaning the mystery makes contact, the mysteries pull the person in and learn the person, etc. The next thing is that within the 21 divisions, in order for you to grow and progress, everybody in the 21 divisions has a connection, generally speaking, with their brujo. Whoever it is that is their caballo de misterio and their brujo, because the 21 divisions, how it works is that the mysteries, the misterios and the misterios in possession is very integral into the progress and the desenvolvimiento, the evolution of your fuerza, of your spiritual power. Okay? So now laying all that foundation there, let's get to what is the 21 divisions. So in the 21 divisions, we have God, Papa Bonje, or Papa Dios, you have God, you have the saints, the angels, all that good stuff. Let's leave that aside for a second here. And then let's get to what many people know about the 21 divisions, is that the 21 divisions means that we have 21 groups of mysteries. I'm not going to sit here and argue theory with you, etc. I come from a family line and a family practice of this tradition, born with the power, etc. So to each their own, and let each line practice how they practice. Every brujo does their work how they do their work according to their line. Everyone's doing their diligencia. Everyone's doing their obligaciones, doing what they need to do. I am not here to criticize or judge anyone else's practice. Each practice works properly done when within that practice. What does that mean? Meaning, if you follow the regional path that comes from a certain part of of La República, right? Then as long as you're following all within that practice, it will work for you and things will work for you. But it's when you're mixing what they do in Santiago, mixing with what they do in Moca, mixing what they do in San Pedro, aquí y para allá, here and there, mixing it all up, where confusion comes. Because each line, each lineage works in a complete method. So when it comes to the 21 divisions, I've been all over the country. I've been blessed to be able to get to do that and get to know a lot of different caballos from a lot of different lines. I'm from a specific line myself from my family. So in that, I've seen and I've heard all types of opinions as to what is the 21 divisions. In some lines or some brujos in some areas, I've seen where people say the 21 divisions are 21 specific misterios, and the complete system is 21 misterios. And then there's some people will say, oh, no, that's not right. That's not the way things are. That's the way things are for that line. And sea que the misterios, that's how they work in that line. That's how it works. Maybe that started with a family line and a family practice. So that has to be understood. The second thing is that Lineages vary. So in some areas, there's some misterios that there aren't in other areas. In some areas, some misterios are really big. In other areas, other misterios are not so big. So there are certain misterios that are across the board and certain reglas, certain rules, certain foundations that are across the board no matter where you go. And maybe we'll do a video about that or a recording about that at some point. Pero hoy no, but not today. So in the 21 divisions, in our line, we say there's 21 groups of spirits. But the number 21 is a number that is spiritually significant. So don't get yourself too stuck on whether or not there's actually 21 groups, because groupings are for humans, not for the misterio. Okay? Groups are for humans to understand the misterio and so that you can grow and work with the misterios. So you have the groups of the misterios. A lot of these, if you're familiar with other types of Vodou, other traditions, etc., you may be familiar with some of them. You know, the Legbas form a group of spirits, right? The Candelos in the fire division. Lo Marasa, the Marasas, all the children spirits. Lo Belcanes, all the spirits of justicia, all the justice spirits. Okay? La División Negra, the black division, all the barons, the guedes, the cemetery spirits. Okay? So there's all these groups, right? And these groups also belong to larger groups, right? So where we say everything divides up into the first three that subdivide into 7. 7 times 3 equals 21. So do we come up with the number 21 divisions. So you have all the various mysteries within the 21 divisions. In the 21 divisions, like I said, you need a connection to a caballo de misterio and a brujo para progresar, to progress. This is not something that you can do by yourself or on your own. You're going to come to a point where everyone needs a brujo, because it's very integral for you to work with someone who already has the misterios working through them, who can communicate with you, the misterios communicate with you, and work with you. Not everyone has misterios to work for people, to help others or work for people. Many people have misterio to help themselves. Most of the time, for many people on the various levels, servidores de misterio, or devoto de misterio, hijo de misterio, okay? Many people rely upon the brujo for the communication from the misterios, back and forth, and are given series of practices to maintain and take care of themselves with their misterios. Each individual is considered to have certain mysteries that are with you, that walk with you, que andan contigo. And those are the misterios that you focus on and you work with. Again, depending on how you enter, depends on how this information is revealed to you. There's many ways that the misterios that you have with you can be revealed to you. One thing that I like to say often is that with the 21 divisions, it's very much a practice, it's very much a tradition, a beautiful spiritual religion tradition that is very much what's very central and integrated is the misterios coming via mounting people, or via possession, and direct contact with the misterios, direct advisement from the misterios as to what you need to do for you. So in the 21 divisions, everything starts with the consultation. Everything starts with having a consultation with the brujo, the Papa Bokor, the Mama Mambo, the Mama Lua, the Papa Lua. These are all terms that are used. The Hunga, the Mambo, it really doesn't matter. But the most common is often is brujo, having a consultation who has their mysteries aligned, and then going from there. Everything is very much integrated with connection and communication with the mysteries and having the mysteries guide you and interact in step by step. And it's a beautiful process of spiritual evolution. So that's my short introduction to the 21 divisions. I look forward to getting you guys' comments, questions, anything you might want to add, whatever, leave it there, and we'll get back to you and see what we can do. And like I said, if you like the video, click like, and then go ahead and click subscribe. I have a lot more to say on the 21 because it's one of the main things I grew up with. So I have a lot more to say on the 21, but I think this video has gotten, or this recording has gotten a bit long here. So we'll leave ourselves at that. Again, it's Papa Hector. Keep the faith, click subscribe, and God bless you.